Just get some oil in there. We stir fry the wok mix.
I really like Harold. Lives in my neighborhood. I bump into him on the streets all the time. And he's a great guy, and he's a talented chef, so we're doing the show. Let's start with Kin Shop. 6th Avenue, funky little block, great restaurant. Hey, Harold.
Michael.
We're here to cook. Tell me about the first dish you're going to make.
Sure, we're gonna do spicy duck laob, very popular dish here at Kin Shop. I'll get a little bit of color on the meat, but mostly we want to cook it up and render out the fat. We just use the thighs and the legs for this. I don't
So
use
that's the fattiest part of the duck, too.
Yeah, exactly.
You're on 6th Ave, between 12th
yeah.
and 13th. There used to be a diner across the street,
Right.
Joe's, whatever it was. I mean, I know this block really well. There was a food emporium. It's a funny stretch of the village. Talk to me about what was here before, why you decided to take a chance, and then the inspiration for Kin Shop.
Sure. You know, we were looking for spaces, and it always seems to happen that we have some sort of gentleman's agreement with the landlord, and then some big restaurant group comes in, steals the space, and then we started checking this place out. I mean, I love the foot traffic over here. You know, I like the natural light. It tends itself to be a great all-day restaurant. So we get there, we're gonna hit it with the wok mix now. This is the ginger, lemongrass, shallots, and garlic. The time when we were planning and raising money to open this restaurant, we were actually thinking about doing a sandwich shop and a wine bar. And I just felt like taking a vacation to Thailand. And then I was like, we gotta change gears here. We're doing a Thai restaurant.
So you go to Thailand, you get stoked. You're eating all this food, and it's little by little, it's just getting in your brain.
I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like,
I love this stuff. I love this stuff. I love this stuff.
I was like, nobody is taking, a chef's point of view inside New York City on Thai food right now. At some point, like, I think a chef or someone that knows something about food can say, I know what protein and what curry are gonna go well together. And that's kind of what we've done here.
Right now we're making braised skate wing and calamari in a jungle curry, bok choy, pickled green peppercorns, and saw leaf. Very spicy curry. We're actually making it with shellfish stock as our base to match, the
Flavor profiles
of the actual dish.
All right, here are these beautiful chicken meatballs.
Yep.
And that green curry. And this is healthy food, you know that?
Yeah, I mean, comparatively to some of the other places.
Yeah, and other cuisines. I mean, you've got a lot of vegetables, you got light meats, you got broth, there's not a lot of fat in it.
Yeah, we don't use any butter here.
That's for sure. It's not in the wheelhouse of Thai cuisine.
Nope.
And always some texture on top. So what are we putting on these?
So we're gonna put some dried shrimp
On the chicken one.
on the chicken, a little bit of crispy garlic, and then also crispy shallots. So you have the trifecta.
So now we got crunch, we got another flavor elements we're adding, and how about on top of that?
This one's simply just gonna get the fried shallots on top, just for a little textural difference.
Great looking food.
That's it.
Certainly not authentic. I'm not trying to be authentic. I like to call it Thai influenced, food that we're cooking here in New York using, seasonal ingredients and just, letting the diner come in and have a nice meal.
I've never been to Thailand, but chefs love Thailand. Everyone I know that comes back, they're just blown away by it. And Thai food's always been tough in New York City, kind of misrepresented, kind of watered down.
Yeah.
I mean, you really almost still have to go to Queens. You got to go to Shripapai or Ayada, which are phenomenal, but that's 18 train stops later.
Right, and it's authentic, and a lot of it is like, I would say, Thai restaurants that are here, they have this conception that everybody wants the spice level toned down and everything to be sweeter than it should be. I'm gonna put the heat in there.
That's hot.
Yeah, this is gonna be hot. This is
All right. On a 1 to 10, we're 7.5 to 8
here. We're there. We're not ghost chilling it, but it's, the lob will be red. We got mint, Thai basil, cilantro, snake beans.
So we got texture, we got bunch of flavor, we got heat.
And now I usually go about two parts lime juice to 1 part fish sauce.
And again, that's going to be a foil for the fat, big time.
Yeah. This is rice wine vinegar, a little bit of sugar and salt. Start spooning this off and pull the liquid to the side. It's still going to have plenty in there. I don't want to turn into a bath on the lettuce.
Right. Tell me, what is toasted rice powder?
So basically, just take rice and you kind of roast it, dry it out, raw rice, and then put it in a spice grinder.
So it's texture.
Yeah, it's texture, and it cuts the heat a little bit and gives it a little, the whole dish a little layer of complexity.
All
Hit
right.
it. Cheers.
Cheers, brother. He's brave. That is delicious, man.
Yeah.
I've never had this. Never had this here. It's meaty, salty, spicy, It has that funky fish
Yeah.
thing going.
Yeah.
You got a lot of texture from the rice powder you put on the top, plus the lettuce leaves. I love lettuce leaves to carry, and then the beans are great in here.
Yeah, it gives a little crunch.
This is just like super. You want to eat it fast kind of food.
Yeah, you gotta get it. You gotta get it down fast. You don't want to let it to linger.
Tough with wine pairings. It's hot as can be. This might be a good beer dish.
Yeah, good beer dish.
Talk to me, chef.
So right here we have a braised goat neck,
How long is it braised for?
about 2.5 hours, give or take.
And that's a section of it. It's not the whole neck. It's a cut.
It's not the whole
right,
neck, it's
right.
a section of it. We basically get the nice center cuts.
Beautiful, man.
So
meaty, gelatinous, delicious.
Absolutely, yeah,
So it's
for sure.
braised 2.5, 3 hours. Then it's finished up here.
Right, so we have the braised mustard greens and purple yams that are on top.
That's what I'm looking at.
And then the sauce is a massaman curry. Ground peanuts in the curry, cinnamon, cardamom, cloves.
Smell it.
So yeah, it's very very floral, very
Beautiful.
fragrant.
Beautiful. Some of my favorite meat on the animal.
Yeah. Oh, nice, rich, like kind of gaminess to it. I really enjoy it.
I need a spoon. That broth is crazy. And look at this meat, guys, just coming right off. This is, with this salivary, as you can see that gelatin, all that connective tissue, all that collagen, literally turns into gelatin. So this meat's just like fall apart tender. Get that away from here, I'll finish it. All yours.
So put the water spinach and the watercress in there.
Smells good from here, man.
Water chestnuts are in there. And I'll hit it with the oyster sauce.
And you're just letting those things wilt. I mean, they're basically just half cooked, half raw. They still got the crunch in them.
Yeah, exactly. Nice, healthy pile of greens there for you.
You know, I'm a vegetable freak.
Yeah, me too.
I love vegetables.
I love green veggies.
Cut back on the proteins and load up on this stuff. This looks beautiful. Flavors meld beautifully. And you really do have this kind of, I mean, for want of a better term, it's got this sort of Asian thing, this Chinatown-y.
Right,
Someone
exactly.
who doesn't like ordering
Right.
Chinese broccoli, and Chinatown all sides. And I guess part of that is that mix that you're using of
Yeah,
the
and
ground
the
ginger.
oyster sauce, it's very traditional.
Yeah.
You know, this is definitely a very, like, you know,
Classic side dish.
Right, Chinese-influenced Thai dish, for sure.
This is great, man.
Yeah.
Now we're going to wander just a few blocks away into this part of the West Village that I've lived in for the last 6 years. I love it. It's apparently zoned for tattoos, bongs, and porno shops. Go figure. Anyway, some great music venues and restaurants. Pilla, next stop. I love black sea bass.
A whole group of senior citizens from Hawaii that watched you
Wow.
on Top Chef, so I'm so excited to be here.
Great.
It's my birthday tonight,
Happy
so
birthday.
we're very happy and excited
Sweet.
for you.
Awesome.
Top Chef Season 1. Freaking history.
Oh,
Cheers.
thank you so much.
My
and
pleasure.
for-
They reached out to you. I mean, how neat was that?
I had a friend of mine who saw an ad, I think it was on Craigslist, about a cooking competition show. And I got
Craigslist back then,
It was,
7, 8 years
Craigslist,
ago.
Craigslist.
8 years
someone,
ago.
Yeah, someone saw it. They forwarded it to me, and I just started. I started talking to a casting director, and he's like, "So can you forward me your resume, and I'd like to see some headshots." I'm like, "Headshots, dude? I'm a sous chef, sous chef at the Harrison." I'm like, "What am I gonna do with headshots?" I was like, "Why don't you come into the restaurant? Let me cook for you, and we'll talk from there."
What are we doing? We're doing something with Brussels sprout
Brussels
leaves.
sprouts, yeah, roasted Brussels sprout leaves with kind of my version of trail mix.
How did that lead to this? We're at Pilla now.
Well, it's you know, it was a tricky thing. It was me trying to raise money, which I'd never done before. I had to really stay focused because there was a lot of offers to make celebrity appearances, to go to food and wine events. I mean, you could go to food and wine events every week of the year, but at the end of the day, like that lifestyle's not sustainable.
Shallots.
Shallots, just get them going a little bit.
Boatload of Brussels sprouts. We saw these. These were peeled backwards from the stem side out to just get all the leaves.
I went on the show knowing that I wanted to open a restaurant, so I kind of just stayed the course.
Well, in the grand scheme of things in this wonderful country called America,
Right.
you won and
Yeah.
we're sitting in your restaurant.
Yeah, it all worked out.
That's
Worked
too
out.
cool.
Salt and pepper. Drop our trail mix in.
So what is in that actually? You've got
This
peanuts,
mix I got,
sunflower seeds.
No, I got sunflower seeds. I have dried cranberries, raisins, pumpkin seeds, almonds, and hazelnuts.
So lots of nut tones, some sweetness from the fruit.
And you can really put whatever you want in there. I mean, it doesn't really need to be anything specific.
I may
Kinda
steal
just like
that
whatever
idea.
You can
Chives
steal
at
it.
the end.
Chives and parsley at the end, and it's a wrap. Doesn't suck.
What's not?
That's not the.
What's not to love? I mean,
Suck.
Super simple.
Yep.
Makes you want to eat vegetables.
Yeah. People, this is one of those dishes that people just
Devour.
They devour, and I'm constantly getting email requests on it.
Thank you very much.
We're kind of the heart of Greenwich Village here. Central Village, I mean, maybe Central West, I don't know how to drive it.
Yeah.
So talk a bit about the name and the concept as you had it coming out of the gate.
Sure. Well, you know, the thing about it was I was never able to be my own boss. So when I was working at the Harrison, the food was very, very Mediterranean focused, and I've always had a love for Asian food. So that I wasn't allowed to do that there. So for me, it was just like, you know, the kid's got the keys to his own car now, and he can do whatever he wants. That was like the greatest thing, because sometimes I do feel like making Mediterranean food. Other times I feel like making Asian food. Obviously, there used to be a tremendous Thai influence on the menu here, which I've kind of pulled away since I've opened Kin Shop.
Right.
And it is much more Mediterranean and New American than it was, but there's still some Asian action happening.
Oh, what's next?
Next, we're gonna do the crispy watercress and calamari salad.
And this is just, again, super fast, super clean, real fast pickup.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you see crispy calamari, and like I said, fried calamari is very, very common, but you don't see a lot of times where people deep frying the watercress with it.
We got the watercress in, we got the clean squid sacks cut in little
strips.
squares in. And the tempura, so we're not, I mean, a lot of times with calamari, everyone has are you using club soda and cornstarch or whatever,
Yeah. No,
I mean, I do milk and flour.
Straight up AP flour and soda water.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tempura.
We're just gonna drop this guy right in there, let it go for a swim.
Great, just super seasonal, super great. But are you doing this on purpose? Because it's really, without ever saying it on the menu, it's really healthy food.
Yeah, I mean, we try and keep
There's
everything
not a lot
clean.
of fat, there's not a lot of butter, there's not a lot of cream, there's not a lot of meat.
Almost
There's
no
a lot
cream.
of vegetables and greens and acids and flavors flying around and nut oils, and talk about it.
Yeah, I just like to keep the food like really clean, and like the last thing, I mean, I've had some really amazing meals that you just feel destroyed after you. It's like you need the next day off to recover.
Yeah.
And I just don't like feeling like that, and that's not the type of stuff I like to cook. I mean, there's a little bit of butter and basting some proteins and stuff, but nothing super dared out. I like to keep everything super clean, super light, and healthy.
We got salt, we got pepper,
Some mint.
mint, Thai food, love mint. Again, those little pickled onions.
Yep. These are peanuts with the skin on, and we roast them with chilies and kaffir lime leaf.
Layers and layers of flavors.
Layers and layers.
And what's that finally?
This is the chili lime vinaigrette, so it's got lime juice, palm sugar, fish sauce, some garlic, some the Thai chilies. It's great with like some nice light white wine or bubbly or whatever.
Great dish, man.
Yeah, it's fork and knife salad.
Chef, describe this to me.
This is the albacore grilled albacore tuna and Le Portia bacon grilled, ham hock consomme.
Albacore is a sustainable local tuna, small football size, low mercury, clean catch, not as fatty, little lean.
Yeah, these are actually have pretty decent fat content.
This one looks like it does.
Yeah, actually all the ones I've been getting has pretty good fat content. Plate's hot. The kingfish is really actually it's kind of the family of the fish. We're calling it cobia or ling.
Yeah. So describe this to me.
This is a fun dish. This is a play on a European dish. It's like a traditional caviar sauce with potato dumplings, different preparations of daikon radish, and some seaweed.
Focus on that little crybaby. And the filling is?
Concord grape.
Classic. Freaking jelly donuts.
Yeah, jelly donuts. Pine nut banana butter goes with it.
Yeah. So this is the pine nut banana butter.
Pine nut banana butter.
Concord grape gel. Little dried
Oh, banana chip.
banana chip. All right, so we've poked little holes in the donuts. They've been fried on both sides, flipped once, you poke a hole. Now we're gonna pipe Concord jelly into them. Oh man, oozy goodness.
Little banana glaze.
That's what that was, banana glaze.
And my favorite part,
We ain't done yet. Honey roasted pine nuts.
honey roasted pine nuts.
Damn, that's a nice addition. That is pretty. Not one, not two, just three. The name, for those people that don't know Pilla.
Yeah, Pilla is the American name for the shiso leaf, so that's kind of our emblem. And you know, it's one of those things where, like I said, when we first opened the restaurant, there was some heavy Asian ingredients. So we thought it would be cool to take the American name Pilla. Like I'm an American, but I like to make some Asian dishes.
I'm here with Courtney, who is going to make me what's the name of this drink? It's a signature bar.
Signature, the Pilla 75.
Why 75?
Because it's a take on a French 75. So it's our It's our cocktail.
Perilla 75. All
Yeah.
right. So and Perilla shiso leaf. We talked about this in the interview.
Correct.
That's what shiso leaf looks like. That is a lot of shiso leaves.
Yeah.
Pungent it's gonna be, and the
Right?
flavor is just like boom. It's like love it or hate it.
Love it or hate it.
Let's hope I love it.
So all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna prep this. Just make a few garnishes. The Perilla 75 consists of grapefruit juice, fresh squeeze.
Okay.
So we
That's the
do a
one
little
and a
bit
half.
of that.
Okay. All right.
And then we're gonna do 3/4 of our Perilla syrup that Steph in our pastry
You winged that.
section
You didn't measure that
downstairs.
last part. That was just a squeeze.
Well, but that was like half, and then you eyeball.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey,
All right, all
you're the
right.
bartender. I am just
And then we take Plymouth
Plymouth gin.
So then you do an ounce of Plymouth gin,
Oh, just an ounce. Okay.
right? And then we shake it up.
I did one thing.
Yes.
Someone asked me in Hawaii to do a drink demo recently in Maui, and I had to do the shaking thing. I didn't even know how it worked. I mean, how many? I've seen this done a million times, but I'd never done it myself. It's not.
Do you want to try it?
No, I don't want to try it. I did it once, and I didn't hurt anybody.
All
All right.
right.
CC went upside down. I didn't know that. You want to do
Yeah.
the thing on the side?
Sure.
Yeah, you gotta rock it. You gotta rock. Yeah,
A
there
little
we
like
go.
that.
All right.
Good?
All right.
All right.
Gonna
And then
pour
we're
it in
going
this
to
bad
strain
boy.
it into the glass. And we
Because-
use a cava prosecco.
Just a touch to top it off. Perfecto.
Correct.
Perfecto.
So there it is.
Garnish with shiso leaf.
Now, exactly. I'm just going to roll it up here.
Okay.
And I'm just going to garnish it like this.
Comme ça. It's great. It's great.
Pretty good balance
Bracing.
of everything, yeah?
Bracing, it's refreshing, it's got good acid balance. The shiso adds that nice spice note to the top. Great cocktail.
Great.
Good job.
Hey, thanks.
And not bad for a girl that spends 5 days a week back here and 1 day a week in the kitchen.
Yep,
Thanks.
exactly.
Thanks for being
Of
in the
course,
kitchen.
Of
All right.
course.
All right, I want to drink that. We'll be back later. All right, we're good,
All
guys.
right.
All right, Harold Dieterle, man. Top Chef winner season 1. Made Colicchio famous, made Harold famous, made a lot of people famous. It's amazing for me to read about restaurants that open, and the claim to fame of the chef is they came in 3rd in season 3. I'm like, whatever. Is that what it is these days? But anyway, Harold's the deal. I love that guy, love what he's doing. Kinshop's amazing. He sort of just really gets that Thai sensibility. Great food. And I love Perilla, just this groovy, really nice restaurant, super good food. Tons of whole grains. I was surprised to see that in that menu. So, what am I going to make? Pork's everyone's favorite new meat. I love it. This is a heritage breed pork. I don't know if it's Berkshire or Duroc or what. I got it down at my butcher on the Essex Street Market there. Heritage Foods. Oh man, I'm like addicted to their pork. So, boneless pork chop. And then I'm going to have these wonderful fresh mushrooms. I'm going to saute these off, get some really nice color, keep them in big chunks and lay them on the plate because mushrooms work with everything. And then we're going to do, he had that, what do you call it, forbidden rice. It was some kind of black rice. So I've been eating a ton of whole grains lately. I'm going to cook a lot more with whole grains on this show starting now. So I'm going to go halfway up the measuring cup. I've got a hot pan. I'm not going to put garlic, onions, I just want to taste what this rice tastes like. We're just going to toast this for a minute in the pan while I add the water. All right, so roughly 2 to 1. I'm not gonna sweat it. It's rice. Let's add a pinch of salt to that. All right, we're gonna bring this up to a boil, and you can already see with this rice is just this beautiful color. Looks like red wine at this point. And just for the sake of health, and diet, I'm gonna add some nice big chunks of carrots. All right, we're just gonna randomly plop them in there. We've got a little salt in there. We've got our carrots. We've established the temperature. It's simmering. Turn that all the way down. Give it a lid and set a timer for, well, the bag said 45 minutes. So we'll check it at 40 and see what it looks like. Look at that marble, man. Look at that piece of pork. That is beautiful. So I'm gonna get this in the pan. Now, I'm also gonna throw an apple in this dish. I love, if I'm sauteing pork a lot of times at home, and I have an apple sitting on the countertop, I'll just cut an apple up into chunks, wedges, and I'll saute it in the pan with the pork because pork and fruit goes together. That's a no-brainer. The first oil in the pan. All of the cooking oils we work with, they all smoke around 400 degrees, 410, 412 degrees, 420, depending on the oil, but that's the temperature you want your pan. If it's not that hot, don't put anything in it. And we'll leave that there. I'm gonna cut these big on purpose. I'm gonna put them this side down and cook them like 90% that side down. You wanna be super fancy? You score the mushrooms. Let's do that. I've seen that done in restaurants. This is really going overboard, but it's gonna help them cook actually. All right, so as I said, I'm gonna cook these 90% down on that side. And just let them cook. We want some nice color on those. You can smell them all Smell that already. They smell great. They smell woodsy. We're just going to arrange the apples right around the side here. So let's see. That's what we're looking for. Color equals flavor. You can also see they shrunk a fair amount. This always happens when I saute mushrooms. I love to get a lot of color and cook the water out. Concentrate the flavor. Just a touch of salt. All right, pork chop's getting close. Check our rice. Beautiful. Perfect. You know what we're going to do? It's a little bit of steam in there. Add a nice hunk of butter. All right. This whole thing's going to come together in about the next 2 minutes. Come up with the pork in a minute. A little bit of chopped parsley, just because we felt like we had to. Oh, that looks good. Got a couple of big pieces of carrot in there. I love the color of this rice, man. All right, I'm not a food stylist. Whatever, this is the prettiest plate I've ever made on this show. Leave me alone. All right, got our wonderful little, Michael, don't use your fork and knife. Hold on, I had a fork and knife. What did I do with it? Here it is, here it is. Don't use your fingers, chef. All right. See, we saute these apples. So simple. I love throwing apples in pans and cooking them like this. These mushrooms are going to be dope. Always delicious. Let's hit this with a little pepper mill. All right. Let's go right into the center of this bad boy. See how we've done. Yeah. Bingo. Steamy. That line of pink down the middle. Man, I'll tell you what. Patrick sells heritage pork chops in the Essex Street Market for $5 a pound. $5 a pound. That's crazy. It's like a lost leader. And you know what I do? I'm living on his pork chops, man. That's why I eat them all the time. They're so good. I'm like addicted. Now you're wondering how's this apple cooked? It's going to be a little, it's got nice color on the outside, but listen, little crunch. That's what I want. I'm not making applesauce. Apples are good. Again, you're going to start seeing me cook a lot of whole grains on this show, because that's how I eat these days. Whole grains are super good for you. It'll take a little longer to cook, but super healthy. Much better for your body. Oh yeah, you can kind of see why I scored them. Looks pretty, helps the heat penetrate. Anyway, love what Harold's doing. Kin Shop, amazing Thai thing he's got going on there. Thai inspired, we'll call it. Pilla's just really creative, modern cuisine. And I can't wait. I don't know what it's going to be called yet. Some Italian name. He's going to do that steak place on Washington Street. Kind of a meat-centric thing, but we didn't know that. So anyway, Harold, congratulations on your success. Top Chef Season 1. Great story. Simple dish to cook at home, inspired by my day in the West Village. See you next week.